Hi, this is Stacia, and today we're going to look at a training game that I played on chess.com. I've been on this adventure to break 1800, well, 1700, then 1800, and I've definitely fallen down the mountain a bit. um, I reached a peak of 1740, um, and then have been fighting hard to stay above 1700 and actually failed. So I'm currently 1675. But I do want to caution any improving players out there. Well, you may know this already. But this is how it goes, you know. This is totally normal, not just for chess, but for anything that you work hard to improve at, anything that's worth improving at. You're going to have setbacks, you're going to have plateaus, and it's going to be a slow process. I think the number one thing that makes me different than a lot of people is that I'm insanely persistent, like to a fault. Like I will beat a dead horse. I will kick it. I will make plans. But that's because I enjoy this whole journey. So hear me out. I'm struggling right now, but it's not the first time and it won't be the last. And I will eventually reach 1800. Maybe not super fast, but I will do it. And it might be faster than we think, too. So, with that little intro, let's go ahead and look at the game. Okay, I played someone rated about 1715 this game. I was rated 1675 roughly. So we have d4, knight f6, c4, and c5. So I like this move. It's the Benoni. It's just like, hey, I'm going to attack your center pawn, you know, and if white takes, they don't have a center pawn anymore. So that's pretty nice. And usually what they do here is play d5 and gain some space in the center and inhibit my development. Like, for example, the knight cannot come to c6 anymore. And then I play b5, the Banco Gambit. But let's look at this game. So my opponent here played e3. He decided to defend his center pawn. And here I like to play the move e takes d4. Now, this is actually the top computer move, but also I like it because it opens up the game a little more when you trade pawns. And I'm trading my flank pawn for a center pawn in a way. But I guess I'm sort of like, I guess I'm not really doing that, am I? Yeah, I'm not really doing that. But at least I get an open, semi-open C file. All right. D5. So this is probably the point of the trade, which I've memorized, by the way. I've just played it a million times, so. But, okay, so we thrust our pawn in the center, and now we have transposed into a Panov attack, which I actually play more from the white side these days, but I do play it as black as well. Now here, I think white should probably play knight c3 here, but my opponent played c5. Yeah, and I groaned at this part of the game, okay, because when my opponent plays c5 in a London system, I've had some very bad games and some painful memories. So here I'm like, oh boy, here it goes again. I don't think c5 is objectively like the best move. I don't think so. I think probably the computer doesn't like it. But it does have an idea. I mean, basically by doing this, white's saying, I don't care about playing normal chess. I have 4 pawns on the queen side, you have 3. I am going to create a pass pawn, and I'm going to make a stronghold out of this c5 square. And good luck getting rid of this issue. That's what they're saying. Now the downside to this move is that this pawn currently is creating tension in the center. Like, he could take my center pawn. After this move, I have a pretty well established D pawn right in the center. So it is bad for that reason. The other reason, this pawn is permanently weak. I mean, this pawn structure for white has a glaring weakness on the d4 square, so it's not without its issues. So that being said, let's continue. I played g6. I mean, I was half tempted to play b6 right now, but here's the thing. If you don't have the opening lines memorized, which you probably shouldn't anyway, then you should follow opening principle. So g6, you know, I want to get my bishop developed, castle. He played h3, which seems slow to me, stopping bishop g4, I guess. I played bishop g7, knight f3. My opponent finally developed a piece. What is this, move 7? So yeah, and I did go ahead and castle here. Now, we are going to spend more time in the opening of this game because, well, the critical moment happens in the opening. And, well, like I was saying, I want to learn how you play against this c5 move. Okay, I need to know that because I think it's a weakness in my game. And it needs to be filled once and for all. So I castled, but the computer also gives the move knight e4 as an option. Okay, so let's just file that idea for a moment. I castled and he played b4. Another pawn move. Okay, I've never seen so many pawn moves from 1700, but my opponent is not an idiot. Okay, he's saying this c5 pawn is a strong point. I'm going to defend the hell out of it. Good luck getting rid of it. That's what he's saying. And yes, this pawn is annoying. It's very annoying. So, okay. I mean, here you might be thinking, who cares? Why not just play knight c6? I thought about this move, but I was afraid of b5. If b5, what do I do? My knight's attacked, right? I mean, I don't see a move, really. I guess I could go knight a5, but now knights on the rim are dim. If I go here, he takes it, I guess. That would make these even stronger because this pawn would be free to move. So yeah, computer actually says knight takes d4 is the best, okay? And this is sort of a prelude into what we're going to talk about soon. Okay. So after b4, I decided I don't think I should play knight c6 because of b5. And I don't think I should play bishop f5 because of a possible g4. So what to do, right? Well, I decided to go ahead and break with the move b6. Now, in addition to that knight e4 move, the computer likes b6. And to understand this, you have to know foundation principles. So foundational principles say when you are better developed than your opponent, you should open up the game. The way you open up a game is through pawn breaks. So b6 is a pawn break. Make no mistake about it. He cannot push. I will take it. And if he takes, I will be greatly relieved. He'll have an isolated pawn here, and I could just target it. And I really don't mind this either, opening up my rook. But queen takes is probably even better. And I'll check with the computer on that. Yeah, both are good. Queen takes is even better. So I actually assessed that right. That's good. All right, I knew you guys watched me for a reason. Just kidding. Okay, so b6. I'm happy with my game so far. My opponent played bishop to b2. Okay, I think that move makes sense because this pawn is weak. My bishop is potentially going to attack this pawn, so he reinforced it. Very Nimzovich type play here. Like it was Nimzovich that said, you know, create a strong point, overprotect. It's his school of chess. I haven't read his book. I've just, I know that's his style. And I think that's what I'm playing against here. So here, what to do is black. What to do next? And if you'd like to pause your video and decide your move, go ahead and do so now, because we're at an interesting point. Okay, yeah, I actually kind of thought a while here because it's like, what to do? I mean, this is a candidate move we could take. Knight c6 is a candidate move. I think it's bad though. Same reason, b5. Bishop f5 is a candidate move. What else? I would like to play e5, but I'd have to prepare it. Maybe queen c7 to prepare e5. And I could also play maybe this move, bishop b7, which looks pretty interesting. It stops this, and I mean, I guess it's already stopped. And then I could put my knight here without blocking the bishop. If I do this right away, the pawn will push. So bishop b7 would stop that. So now you know my justification of this move, bishop to b7 that I played. But this actually is a blunder. Yeah, it turns out we're at a critical moment already. Sort of critical. There's a clear best move, and the next best move is really strange. It's the move a6, which I'm not going to bother analyzing. But it turns out knight e4. If you said knight e4, congratulations. This breaks opening principle, but it kind of works because we're better developed than the white pieces, and this knight has a point. We're plopping a knight in the center. Knights are strong in the center. That's number one. Number two is we're attacking the strong point, okay? And number three is we're unleashing the bishop. And this is probably the main point, actually. I should have said number one. The bishop is unleashed, pinning the pawn. This bishop is undefended, you agree? Taking a defender away from the c5 strong point. So this is all why this move is strong. Also, when white is underdeveloped, you can think about this. You can think about sacrifices, okay? I'm not saying it's good right now or will be next move, but it's possible is what I'm saying. All right, so I did not find knight e4. I considered it for a second, but I thought, no, I need to develop. So I played bishop to b7. And now my opponent played a move that I did not see. He played b5. And this is a good move. This is a very good move. So he's preparing the move c6. I mean, I would just never dream that another pawn move could be correct here. Okay, let me be clear about that. So there's something that I don't understand about this kind of pawn play, because I was taught develop your pieces in castle, you know, and you can't fail. And yet I developed my bishop and I'm in trouble. So he's threatening this, and now it's very okay. Last time was sort of a critical moment. Now we have reached the critical moment, okay? Because black's in trouble. Okay, I'm going to say that right now. There's a way to get out of it. That's the next thing I'll say. Pause your video and see if you can find the way out of it, okay? Decide your move. Unpause when you have your move. Okay. Now, I didn't know if there's a way out of it during the game, but I thought taking here seems wrong. Allowing the pawn to come in, and that looks so scary. This pawn duo looks so scary. I could try knight e4 now. This is not correct. c6, that attacks the bishop. And now the best move is to sack and be worse. So let's not do that. Yeah, I went with the move a6. What's the idea of a6? Good question. I'm trying to remember. I thought I actually thought here, here, here. I'm not sure what I thought, because I would expect a4 here, which I think was played in the game. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think maybe I didn't know what to do. Okay. But get ready for your mind to be blown. The best move is to take the pawn, like I said not to do. But we have a very clear plan. We want to play e5. So we're going to plop e5 on the board. This looks so natural until you take a closer look and say, Mr. Computer, what are you doing? Like, we can't play this pawn break. It's not even a pawn break, it's just taking the center, but this pawn is not defended. White can simply take it with a knight or a bishop. White's still threatening this. Like, this is just rough, right? Computer says, no problem, don't worry about it. If they take the pawn, like with a knight, for example, we can play, wow, it says knight fd7. Wasn't expecting that, actually. I was expecting rook e8. Okay, knight fd7. Oh, knight fd7. I don't understand this move, do you? After this, what's the point? Oh, hanging bishop. The knight is pinned. Right, so we're moving this. So this is basically, we want to pin the knight and attack it. So I call this a boomerang because we're opening up the bishop and the knight's going to boomerang back and attack the pinned piece, which is really nice. I also think rook e8 is good. I could be wrong. Yeah, rook e8 is also good. And after bishop e2, then I like this version, knight e4. Similar ideas though. The knight is pinned, attacked. So this looks good for black. So they cannot take with a knight. Let's try with a bishop. If they take with a bishop, rook e8, same type of thing. We're pinning, bishop e2, unpinning. And now we could actually go, I didn't know this actually. Rook takes e5 is correct. After knight takes, we go knight e4. Now the knight is pinned to the rook. This is just pretty chess, isn't it? This is the kind of chess that I like. So I am making a vow right here and now. The next time I see a move like this, like c5 in the opening, I am going to punish it, okay, with this kind of chess. I'm going to sacrifice material and I'm going to go all out, okay? And I'm going to make flashcards of every single one of these ideas and burn them into my brain. Okay, so clearly white can't take the pawn, but I don't think that's the best move anyway. The other thing about e5 is that you're saying go ahead and take my pawn, but you're also saying go ahead and play c6. This attacks the bishop. Okay, this looks very scary. Okay, bishop c8, queen c2, I'm scared. I saw stuff like this during the game. That's not even the best move. It's actually Bishop e2? Really? Okay. I was scared of him overprotecting the pawn, threatening c7 with a fork. But what do I know? Okay. So c6. We're going to analyze this now. After the move c6, guess what? We can sacrifice. You can take with a knight or a bishop here, but the bishop gives black an advantage. The knight only gives black a slight advantage. So once we sacrifice, wow, it doesn't even want to take it. It wants to play e4 first. Wow. Unblocking the bishop, I think. Very complex chess. Okay. Because we're deep in the line already. So to see stuff like pushing e4 first, that would be hard. But okay, knight takes c6. Because I want to see this before it happens. I don't know about you guys, but that's why I'm analyzing this so intensely. I need these ideas to be in my head so that when I'm calculating, they appear in my brain. And then I know what move to make. Okay. So we sacrificed a piece, but if you look at this position, you can understand why you can sacrifice a piece. It's pretty amazing. I mean, we've got the pawn duo in the center. We've got our knights on the very best squares. We've got a bishop on a very good square. And white is not developed at all. We have e4 coming. Okay, like there's a lot of stuff here, and the dynamics of the position justify a piece sacrifice. Okay, we also have open files here. We I was gonna say open diagonals, but not that many, but we do have a check at least. Yeah, this position looks very playable to me. Down a piece. I think I could do something with this. But that's crazy, right? Like it's kind of too late if yeah, it's kind of too late. We're back to the original position. I don't know what move you said, but if you said pawn takes, and e5, congrats to you. You must be a freaking master or grandmaster to find that. It looks really hard to find. Okay. But here, yeah, I shouldn't be in this position though, because this is a position where you find a crazy way out or you die. So I played here, a6, and now I die. c6. Okay, I saw that. Bishop c8 was my plan. a4. I think maybe I was planning like takes and take the rook. But guess what? Yeah, this guy's there. And, you know, I really doubt that's what my issue was. I'm not sure what it was, to be honest. Yeah, and rook e8, that's me not knowing what to do. But if there's one thing I'm going to learn from this game, it's that the move knight e4 is critical. You've got to find this early knight e4 move. The point being to open up the bishop and counter the bishop there. But in general, I bet knight e4 is a good move because it also attacked that strong point. And like you see what white was going for now. Like this far in the game, you see like black's in huge trouble. I'm worse. Development doesn't matter anymore because my pieces will never get out. My knight is permanently trapped. Try to find a square for that knight. You won't find one. I think the square is this. Sacrifice. Okay, my rook, therefore, can't really get out. My bishop is iffy. Like, it's all very bad. It's all very bad. So I'm going to show you the rest of the game now, and then you can stay with me if you like. I'm going to review the key things that I want to learn from this game because, like I said, I am really set on playing the correct way against this. I get, maybe you guys can tell I'm kind of angry today. Well, it's not anger, it's determination. Let's be clear about that. Rook e8. I'm basically saying I'm going to play e5. It's my only hope is to play e5. He went there. Queen c7. I'm going to play e5. The knight jumped in. So he said, I see what you're doing. You're not going to play e5 because my knight is there now. So I played bishop f5. Yeah, my pawns get wrecked, but I'm getting desperate now. Didn't even take it. I think white realized, he's like, I've got a huge trump here. If I simply develop my pieces, then I'll be winning. And I think he's right. I think that's an excellent way to go. So I take the bishop. So I finally played knight e4, and I have a history of doing this. So knight e4 was like the key move all game. I played a few moves later, and it's actually a mistake. I do this all the time. Timing's very important in chess. Very important. Here it wants rook to c8, which, okay, I don't understand. Or rook to d8, which I also, oh, I understand it. Rook to d8, the point of rook to d8 is that knight c3 is coming next, and we need to defend our pawn, but not have our knight tied down. That's the point of that move. So, okay, I went knight e4. He went there. He should go knight c3. That would attack a pawn. So I think that's a little bit better. So it's kind of a fork in a way. But he went here. And I pivoted my knight to the d6 square. I'm saying, look, I need to take here if I can. So he went f4. Never play f6, but I do it every game, don't I? Let's see if it's actually good here. It is. Okay, I play it every game when it's good, but generally you don't want to play it. Okay, there. Queen e3. Yeah, he's really set on stopping e5. That's what that move is. But now I can return to my plan of attacking this pawn. Yeah, this is good though. I mean, this is a queen wedge. I've won games because of a queen wedge alone, and now he has two things. His strong pawn on c6 and the strong queen on e6, which also came with tempo, a check on my king. So I mean, make no mistake, I'm lost. Oh yeah, and the free pawn. I missed this during the game, and I missed it again now. Yeah, it's backwards moves are sometimes hard to see, but I should see my pawns hanging. Guess I had bigger problems to worry about. Queen f3. There was a point where I had some hope. Okay, I'm fine. I think it's right here, actually. I mean, finally, I'm going to break down the pawns a bit. Gotta trade rooks first. Take. Okay. I felt like there was some hope here, but not only is the position really kind of iffy, but also I have 1 minute on the clock to his 6 minutes. And I've learned, I mean, a strong player told me once that like 2 minutes is equal to a pawn or something like that. He said, like, I mean, if you think of it that way, then I'm hugely down. You know what I mean? So, okay, rook there, defending his pawn. I'm just going to show you the rest of the game. I just tried to get my knight in, but now he won my f pawn. Oh, this is game over. Yeah, I actually ran out of time here, and it wasn't on purpose either. Yeah, you can see I had 11 seconds, and I was really trying to find the right move, and I just didn't move in time. And so I would say I got badly beaten this game. It really feels like that. So we're going to go back and I'm going to use the key moments feature on chess.com now. If you're still with me, kudos to you. You really want to learn too. Like, let's learn together for real. Like, you don't even know this, but I've actually analyzed this game 4 times before I made the video. Like, I'm really set on this, but I'm learning something new every single time I analyze it. This is going to be a game that I remember for quite a while, I think. All right. Key moments. So we're going to see what the computer thinks about this now. The computer says that was the last book move. Yeah, e3 is not something grandmasters play. Yeah, and here's this moment. Bishop to b7 is a mistake. That I know, and it's because of the move b5. After b5, threatening this move, you realize that you made a mistake. So I think what I need to play here is knight e4, but let's make sure. Yeah, knight e4 does all those things I mentioned in this video, and it is best. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, a6. This is the one that's hard to find. It's really kind of a computer plan to take, and play e5. And if c6, we sack our bishop or our knight, but probably a bishop's better. And if they take the pawn, we have rook e8 or move the knight, like knight e4, knight fd7. So I'm almost sure it's take. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is kind of like my thought process during like flashcards. Okay, it says this is the best move and it's a game changer. Well, of course I was going to take here. I've been dying to take these pawns all game. Okay, knight a6 is a mistake. Yeah, I figured it might not be best, but I was down on time and I need to get my knight in the game. So it was a good practical decision. What could we do instead? It's hard to say. I mean, we could, no. I think I'd be tempted to play f5 if I had some thought, because it opens the bishop up and attacks the knight at the same time, and that would attack this pawn again. See what the computer says. Don't think it's best because it's thinking. It says inaccuracy. It's better than knight a6 though, a lot better. What else could we try here? e5 comes to mind. Maybe it's e5 because actually this is a threat right now. That's a blunder. This is winning now. Okay, don't do that. Like majorly winning. All right, I'm going to get the best move. Rook d8. All right, so this is a threat, so I guess the rook has stationed here to discourage that move and also x-ray the undefended knight. Yeah. We should always be aware of undefended pieces, and I didn't do that in our little exercise. Okay. Now it says knight there is wrong. I had 11 seconds here. I think probably Probably I should take it. Maybe not. It's thinking. No, that's only slightly better than what I did in the game. The other move I would consider here is this one. It's probably rook d8 still. Yeah, rook d8 stops d6. Wow, I'm majorly failing at this. Okay, well, I don't really care about this part of the game, but... Okay, queen e7. Defend the pawn and defend d6 at the same time. Oh, we're defending all the pawns. We're defending f6, e6, and d6. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the computer does like moves where the queen moves and defends like a bunch of stuff at once. I think that's what this is, because you don't want this to happen. So yeah, pretty interesting. I guess the knight is guarding it though. But I don't want the knight here. He's undefended and awkward. He needs to come out. Yeah, so this was a rough game. And if you stay with me this long, thanks so much. I am going to be playing some more games and we'll see how they go. All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.